Hi, let me explain you how to renew your Indian passport in USA. First you need to go to the current agency, which is VFS Global. They are currently processing all the applications. So first you need to renew your, let's say you want to know what kind of services they are providing. First let's go to this apply for a passport. Here let's click on this one. Now it's going to just open up a information tab where they're going to tell how many steps are there. Total 6 steps are there. In that one, first step is kind of mostly informative. So let's click on this one, view more here. So here click on passport services. Here it is going to give you complete information, like based on what kind of service you're looking for. Let's say if you're looking for Tatkal, then click on the first option. Otherwise, go on with the reissuance of passport when you are just renewing your passport in USA. The third option for kids, if they born here, and if you want to apply for a fresh passport, then click on the third one. Right now I'm going to show the second option, renewing Indian passport here in USA. So here it just first page is kind of like mostly informative. So second page, here you are going to see all the information related to the cost of passport here. So let's say if you are an adult above 18 and you are applying, the cost is going to be for a 10 years regular passport, it is going to cost you around $92. And for a jumbo booklet it's $117. For most frequent flyers, I would recommend to go on with jumbo booklet. So if it is kind of for minors, the pricing is here. So let's move on to the next thing, documents, required documents. If you let's say if you are applying for adults, this is the document checklist here, and if you are applying for minors, then this is the document checklist. If you look here at the mandatory documents, one thing you can say with just a quick glance at it is you need Annexer E for both kids and adults, whereas for Annexer D and Annexer C are required for only kids. So these are the two additional documents that kids need. So I will go through both kind of documents. First let's go with adults. Let's say if you are only interested in adults part, just skip minors part. Okay, first let me go to document checklist here. Here the complete list of all the information is here. It is absolutely mandatory to complete VFS online registration process, but don't click on this one yet, because first you need to complete online government application form, and then you can do that step. So this is just informative. The first step is just informative. Just see what kind of documents you need and just gather all the required documents and all the information that you need to fill both applications, that is this online government application form as well as VFS online registration process. So first you need to do government application form. So here some of the statements that are clearly mentioned in bold red statements. Please do not send original documents unless specified, because you don't send all the original documents. I believe only the passport is the one that you are going to send, the original one. Otherwise everything is just kind of notarized documents of the originals. Okay, reissuance of passport or reissuance of a lost or a damaged passport or fresh passport. One envelope can contain only one application. So let's say if you are multiple people are just trying to, let's say trying to renew your passport, then don't just simply send all the applications in one envelope. Try to send it in different envelopes. So going to the next important things, so there are some kind of signature instructions and everything. I will just walk you through those kind of stuffs when we go to that online application form. So let's skip that part for now and just move on to the next step, which is the mandatory documents. As I said before, kids need some two more additional mandatory forms. that is Annexer D and Annexer C. We'll see what are those, but first let me explain the mandatory documents for adults. So for adults you need Annexer E. Let me click here. So it is going to show you a next page where you need to give this. Annexer E is a declaration. It's just a basic declaration. So here first you are going to I whatever the name, and then it's here son of okay, or a daughter of whatever it is, so mention there, and your parent's name here, residing at street by building name. Here you can mention your father name here or your mother name. So residing at street building name, so whatever the current address here, and then your date of birth. So and then you are going to give few more details here, that is your father name, mother name, and your wife or husband name. So here if you see this one, that I am a continuous resident at the above mentioned address form, you just tick this one, and that I am a citizen of India, let's say by birth, descent, registration, naturalization, tick whatever is necessary by birth. So then just tick this one, and I have neither acquired the citizenship of another country nor have certain, so just click that one here just on the birth, or like if you're just by citizen by any chance by naturalization, just click just tick mark that one. That I have not at any time during the period of 5 years immediately preceding the date of this declaration been convicted by, just you will just say just tick mark this one as well, just saying that you don't have any committed any crimes or offenses. So fifth statement, if you go there here, that no proceedings in respect of criminal offense, so pretty much that no warrant, that I have never been repatriated from abroad back to India. So you just that's kind of like you never brought back to India because of some kind of crimes, Interpol crimes, that I'll not engage in any activities, so that my departure from India will not be detrimental. So these basically just saying like declaring that you are not involved in any kind of crime or any kind of offense, or like those kind of declarations. Just tick mark, just tick mark all those things, and then just do your signature here and mention the place and date, and you are done with your Annexed E, which is done here, and then you don't need to notarize this form. Okay, next let's go to the affidavit for change of appearance and signature. So let me click here, which you need to notarize as well. So here you will mention the similar kind of details like your father or mother's name, resident of so and so under address, and holder of passport number, and it got issued on particular date at particular location, and then that my appearance has not changed. Most of the times it's kind of has, because unless you are doing it at the first time, it's a fresh application, you will select has not, but otherwise you will select has, because you most probably your previous one got approved 10 years back. That means there is a good chance that there is a little somewhat change in your appearance, so it's better to just tick mark on has, that my signature has by has not changed. Most of the times it's has not. So you will just sign here, and then put on date and place, just put on a 2x2 inch photo, which you will get at any Costco or Walgreens locations very easily. And coming to the notarization part, there will be so many notaries, you can just do some kind of research which is very close by, and most of the times very convenient place is UPS, which they will notarize your documents. So let me close this one as well. So we are done with the second important document as well, right? So mandatory form as well. If there is any kind of name change, then only you need to do this annexer affidavit of name change. If there is any kind of loss or damaged cases, then you need to fill up this annexure F. So in these cases, these two are not appropriate. So let me skip here, unless if that's your case, then let me just click on here and see what kind of information is available. It's mostly kind of like you need to just input all the information that is appropriate here, because a change of name, and there is a long kind of other documents that you need to provide there, like kind of newspaper ads that you published here. I hope this is not appropriate to most of the people, so I'm planning to skip this part. And the same thing with the lost or damaged cases, but just this one also may not be appropriate for so many people. Just want to give a quick glance of this sheet. I'm going to close this one as well, because it just simply mentioning some of the few details. But for one thing for sure, you need to have a copy from your local police station about your loss of your document. So let me close this one. So we are now just simply left with the document checklist. As I said before, I'm going to cover for minors now. So for minors, I'm going to open Annexure D. If you are if you're watching this one who really don't want to go through the minor part, just skip this part. Okay. So for minors, like you can mention your name here, resident of so and so, and hereby affirm that particular is given below, or and then for the name of the child here, and then you and your wife name, or like your husband name, whatever, of whom, like whether your parents or guardians, you have to mention that. Just tick mark on that one. Particulars of minor child, like just mention the child name here, date of birth, place of birth, and then the minor is a citizen of India. Just tick this one. Just mention, tick mark all the things that are applicable. It is also certified that I hold a valid passport, that parents also hold valid passport. So you are going to once you put on the place and date, and then you are going to just mention the signature of father and mother here. So I'm going to close this one. Next one is Annexure E. I think it is same as for adults, so I'm going to click on Annexure C here. So here Annexure C, it's kind of declaration by applicant's parent or guardian for issue of passport to minor when one parent has not given consent. Let's say only father or mother is applying, and then maybe due to so many other reasons. So in that case, they can completely use this one. So when you don't have consent from one parent, so this is also something that is not usual. So I will try to skip this part. Okay, let's go to the photo specifications, which is a 2x2 inch photo specification, and there's clearly mentioned here. I definitely would advise to go to either Costco or Walgreens, whatever it's close to you. So let me go to the next step, processing time. If you see reissuance of passport, currently it's taking 3 weeks. So just make sure that you have at least 4 weeks or 5 weeks in your hand before expiration if you're planning for some kind of travel. So I have reviewed the overview and ready to review the checklist, identify specific requirements. So here the document checklist is here again. Step 2 here is you have to find your appropriate jurisdiction. So let's say if you are someone living in Alabama, then you will come under Atlanta. So you have to remember this before filling government form. So first click on this one, which will take you to the passport online passport application form page. Here it is. So here first you have to select your country from where you are applying your passport. In this case I'm selecting USA. If you are first time you are registering here on this side, just click on register here. Just mention I just said before that you need to aware of the particular location, consulate location. So here I said it's Atlanta, just for sake of an example here. So just in the given name mention your first name, in the surname mention your last name, date of birth in date, month, year, format, email ID, and if you want to just populate your email ID as your user ID, then simply you can just click yes here, and then password, confirm password, hint question, hint answer, and just simply enter the code that is just displaying here. So once you do that, you are going to get an email from passportindia.gov.in, and then you are going to activate your account. Once you activate your account, you will get access to the application form. So let's see what we need to do at this step. So in this second step that we are doing right now, begin application, and I'm going to walk you through what kind of information that you need to fill in. This is the part that just we covered. Once you click on register, and you will get an email, and then once you log in, once you click on register, you will receive an account activation mail with a link from Global Passport Seva Registration. Click on that link, enter your user ID, you will receive a confirmation mail of activation code. So once you get that one, you can just activate your account. So here it is the account activation. Once you enter the user ID here, click activate, you will activate your account after providing the activation code there, and then you will click on apply for ordinary passport in the next page. Here you have to enter like whether you are doing for a fresh application or reissue of passport. In this case, let's select reissue of passport here. Next, type of application, whether it's a normal or Tatkal. Let's say if you're applying in Tatkal, and then go on with 36 pages booklet. After that, once you click on next, it is going to take you to the next page where you have to clearly mention few things. Reissue reason. What is the reissue reason? You are doing it just because validity expired within 3 years. If it is just due to expiration, just select this one, which is mostly just most probable thing. So, and then sometimes if you are just it's expired like no more than 3 years ago, then go and click this one. So it just depends on the particular reason, but don't click on change in existing personal particulars. That's not the reason you are applying. So go on with that one. So type of application, in case if there is some reason, just for some kind of like you have change in name or date of birth or some kind of reason like that, just click on that. But most of the times this is the most common reason why so many just renew their passport. So I'm just trying to give some clear information so that it's not going to be so confusing for you. So most appropriate kind of situations. So here in this one you have to provide the applicant details, where you are going to give your given name is the first name, surname is the last name, and then gender here. And then have you ever been known by any other names? If so, just mention it here by clicking on S. Have you ever changed your name? If so, just click on S. As I said before, you need to provide so much additional information, like whether it's just got published in a newspaper or so. Is your place of birth out of India? If so, just mention it as. Otherwise, just most of the times it's no for so many applicants case. So date of birth here and place of birth, and finally these details should be matched with your passport details. Just keep that in mind. So next one is marital status, whether you are married, someone married or unmarried, just mention there. And citizenship of India by, most of the people fall under this category by birth. If there anything suits for you, just go on with the other two options as well. If you have PAN or voter ID, just mention it here if available, otherwise it's not mandatory. And employment type, just mention it here. If there is either of your parent, in case of a minor spouse, a government servant, if yes, mention it, otherwise it's say no here. One more thing here is education qualification, just mention here. Is applicant eligible for non-ECR category? ECR is immigration check required or not. So non-ECR means you don't need an immigration check required. Whoever just passed 10th grade doesn't usually will have this non-ECR. So most of the cases is applicant eligible cases, it's going to be S. Visual distinguishing mark, whatever it, just mention it. Other number, if it is there, just enter the details. If you are entering other details, then only just answer this, I agree or not. This is only appropriate if you are giving other details. Otherwise, just don't just give any yes or no here. Then click on next. It's going to take you to the next page, where you have to provide your family details. Your father's given name, father's surname, mother's given name, mother's surname. Legal guard, if it is legal guardian's name, just mention it here. So spouse given name and spouse surname. So these are the details. Once you click on next, it's going to take you to the next sheet, where you need to provide your address information. Let's say in your previous passport, in your current passport that is going to expire, if you that is kind of like printable address, it's out of India, then mention it. If it is your passport printable address out of India. If it is just printed out of India, just say yes, otherwise click on no. If it is going to click on yes, what kind of information it is going to populate, I'm going to show it to you next. But first, let's see the scenario 1, where you are clicking no. You're going to provide Indian address here, village, street, house and street address, state, district, pin code, and then mobile number, email ID, and police station, in case what is the nearest police station near to that address. In this case, where you already mentioned it's out of India, so next you can mention other details. You can mention US passport, so that you will get any communications regarding to your passport. So is your other address out of India? You can click on yes in this case, and then you can, otherwise if you want to mention something out of India, you can do that as well by clicking on no. So by providing all the address information again. So let's see the other scenario, where if you click yes, let's say you just mentioned that your passport printable address is out of India. So if you click on yes, then you have to mention the country name and then the address details here, and then telephone number here, mobile number, email ID, and then is your other address out of India. So if you are saying, just keep that in mind, that if you are if you provide this address information, probably you might need to provide your address proofs as well. So let me go to the next step, other address details. Is your other address out of India? If it is yes, then mention it. Otherwise, just if you want to provide some Indian address, just you can mention that address as well here. So coming to the next part, which is emergency contact details. You can provide name, mobile number, email ID and telephone numbers, and then you can, after entering that contact information, you can click on next, which is going to bring you to the next page, where it's kind of like a declaration. We say, just you're kind of saying that you are not involved in any criminal proceedings, or like convicted by court, or like denied passport for any reasons, or like revoked passport kind of reasons, or any kind of political asylums, or any kind of like applicant has returned to India in emergency certificate. So most of the times this is no for majority of the people. So if you have a previous passport, just mention the details, enter details of held, existing, lost partner, just passport details. So in case if you didn't lost or got damaged your passport, you can simply enter your current passport details here. Enter the details in your previous passport which can be lost, damaged or expired, or whose pages are exhausted. So you can mention you might be in any kind of situation here. Details of previous, current, diplomatic, official passport. If they're just details available, details not available, just mention that here. Have you ever applied for passport but not issued? If that's the case, just mention it here. Once you click on next, you're going to get a page where you have to your information is going to populated here. Just review that information before you submit that, and then once you reviewed that information, you can click on next. That is going to take you to the next page where it's going to show you all the information that you provided till now. And then once you completely review this information, you are going to provide the place and just click on I agree and then submit the application, and then it's going to generate an application which is going to look similar like this where you need to affix your photo here and then put on your signature. So we are done here, and you just used one of your passport sized photo in one of the application. So the other one we need to use it for your change in appearance. So let me close this one. So we're done with the application form. So the next step is paying all the fees. So you have to create an account with VFS by clicking on apply now here, and then it's going to take you to saying like how to complete the process. Till now you just gathered all the required documents, and then you just completed online application form, and then on government web portal, and then you now just want to pay appropriate fees in VFS. For that, first few things that you have to remember before starting this one. So if you have any kind of mistakes that you did, just try to redo the new application form, government application form. You need to refill it, otherwise they can't change it from their end, and then you will lose all the money that you paid to VFS. So just make sure that all the information that you provided on government online application form is accurate. So reference in this one when you are doing this process, they are going to generate an application reference number which you need to save so that you can retrieve or you can track the status of the application by using VFS application reference number. And also you have to remember the application ID of your passport, of your online application form that you did on government portal. So all the above information must match with your passport details and government form on VFS registration portal. Both should sync. VFS service fees courier fee is not refundable, so just keep that in mind. Don't just do any mistakes on the government form and then submit here, and then if you try to just ask for refund, it's not going to be possible. Okay, so if you click on this one, I accept, and then it's going to show some few things here. this one is for OCI. So here a passport is the appropriate one here, so I'm going to click on that. So it's going to take me to a page where you will select type of service, whether it's normal or Tatkal. So let's go on with normal, and then I'm going to say passport already expired, 10 years validity. So there are some other options in case it's a lost passport or damaged passport. So in this case it's just passport going to expire, so I'm going to click on that one, and then I'm going to mention which state. I'm just saying Alabama, whatever the first option I'm seeing here, and then I'm saying it's going to go to Atlanta, which is default, I believe, populated here. So postal, I'm just sending the application by postal. I'm going to get back the completed processed application also through postal. And then payment mode, I have multiple options here. Either I can do by banker check, money order, and pay by credit or debit card. I'm going to select the third option here. Do you have legal state in USA? Then you have to click yes here, and then are you applying as adult? If so, click on that one. And then if it is marital status, just specify that one, and type of booklet. If it is ordinary, then specify that one. In any kind of miscellaneous service are you requesting, like change of address, date of birth, change in date of birth, or place of birth, whatever the miscellaneous service that you are looking for, then you can mention that. And of course you need to provide supporting documentation as well. Here click none of the above in case it doesn't suits, and then enter this one, and then click on proceed. So it's going to take you to the next page where you will going to provide some kind of applicant information. So here you need to, the fee is $96 total, cost $96 here, and then I'm going to click on proceed. Here you're going to mention first name, last name, and then your email ID, mobile number, password, and then you are going to enter this letters here, and then finally once you click submit, you are going to get an email to activate the account. And once you activate that account, now you have VFS Global account. Once you go there, you just provide all that all the information, like your application ID that you just completed, so that, and then all other details, and then pay fee, and then you are going to get your label. There is a link for a download label where you are going to click on that, and then you are going to get that label to just send your just post your package. Let's say if you that is valid for only 2 weeks or so, so just keep that in mind. Just download that label when you're really going to send it. So once we're done with this part, we'll go back to passport services again here, and then we're done with that paying fees, and then we are going to send the physical application, and then we are going to be notified after a week or so through email that they received the package and everything. And then we can track the application by using reference ID, VFS reference ID, and then some other personal information like a mobile number and so. So once you are done with it, hopefully you will get your passport back in 3 weeks. I hope I covered everything. If you have any questions, just feel free to just post post it in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. I try to make it short, but there is a lot of things that I need to cover, so I hope it's not lengthy. So I'm just signing off here. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.